Hi, I am Rose, and you're watching The Sovereign Soul. This is a series of Fix You for Free. So, people who have found out that they are ill and could possibly die before they were hoping to, and are perhaps struggling with that idea, not feeling like they have support, and perhaps they're also in a situation like I am, where you actually don't have fucking money to back you up in the situation. My story is that I say possibly have breast cancer because I'm not willing to go and throw myself in for biopsies and mammograms and radiation and chemo and operations. Um, so I am trying to tackle this experience through diet and lifestyle above all else. I have gone for one sauna, and when I can afford to do another one, I will, but I'm not willing to put myself in a mainstream situation that will scare the shit out of me. I, in the beginning, did that kind of research. It didn't work for me. So I had to pay for certain things in the beginning of this experience, and my money has just died on me. And so I haven't been able to pay for things after that. So in the last video, I spoke about the fact that I follow a carnivore diet and the reasons why I follow that carnivore diet, and how I believe that that's a really healthy thing to help people who are struggling with cancer or having tumors in their body, because it stabilizes your insulin, so it stops insulin resistance when you're on a zero carb diet, low protein, high fat. So it brings down inflammation in the body, and of course, if your blood sugar is low, the tumors can't feed. So it's a super win-win. It also balances your hormones and does all sorts of other amazing and wonderful things for you. And this is the reason why I am sticking to that diet for me. So, things that we can do for ourselves practically, which are actually free. One of those things is fasting, which again, people find that a really difficult thing to get their heads around, and I still do. I've done a lot of fasting in my life, and still, depending on my mindset, I can find it really difficult. So I've only done a couple of water fasts through this year, and I can't say that I think 5 days is maybe the longest, and definitely done some 24-hour, 36-hour ones in between as well. And at the moment, I'm gearing up to do my first 21-day fast because I really feel like I need to. I can feel a lot of activity going on my boob. I also felt a little bit of pain and swelling in my lymph, which wasn't a good thing, although it's better now. I just I just did whatever I needed to do to change. I've been having honey in my tea, and that wasn't a good idea, clearly, so I stopped that, and that definitely helps give less activity, because honey, of course, is feeding glucose, which is kind of dumbass. It's just feeding the issue. So it's not like I was having copious amounts, but clearly it was too much. My body didn't need that. So fasting is an amazing thing to do, water fasting particularly. And it is completely free, and it's so non-invasive. It doesn't harm you. In fact, all it does is do good for you. There's an amazing fasting doctor called Dr. Mandy Peltz, and she helps women fast particularly. I like helping all people fast. I'm not someone who like I help women or I help men. I help people. And off the top of my head, I can't give you all the health benefits of fasting, and the longer you fast for, the better. But what it does do is obviously detoxes the body. Your body goes through something called autophagy, so where it eats like the dirty cells in the body, let's call it that. So the body detoxes quite radically when we fast. Water fasting is definitely better for people if you have got cancer or tumors than for people who can perhaps do dry fasting, which is not drinking or eating anything. You just do nothing for a length of time. I've even done that a few times, so like 3 times. It's not a huge amount, but the autophagy is really the thing that you are wanting to achieve in the body if you know that your body is growing tumors, and whether they're benign or malignant, or whether you're really far along, you want to try and fast. They even say that people who are going through chemo and radiation, if they fast the day before and the day after, or even if you can fast 2 days before, 2 days after, apparently the results and your recovery is like insane. It's like really good compared to if you just eat a normal diet. So fasting can even help you if that is your choice and you're going the chemotherapy route. So other than autophagy, the other thing that it does, which I think is amazing, is it will also balance your gut microbiome after a while, gives your body time to just, the rest and digest thing, but also just to get the good bacteria up again, because you're not putting anything in that's constantly playing with it. So healthy gut microbiome is another great benefit of it. And then the other great benefit of it is stem cells. If you fast for long enough, your body starts producing stem cells, which means the body actually starts going to the areas that need a lot of help and healing. So the cells, the parts of the body, and that's another thing. So it actually will more than likely, wherever the most important part is, because the body will use its own wisdom, will send stem cells to that area. So that's the other really huge thing that fasting does. So it eats the tumors and then heals the tumors, heals the microbiome, which also heals hormones. So if a person has found out, like, hey, fuck, I might die before I wanted to, your hormones can really get fucked. Your brain chemistry can get super fucked, because it's quite a mind fuck to go, oh, I'm not going to be here longer than a few more years, maybe. I don't know, whatever that story is for you. In my situation, I'm not even sure, but I don't really want to leave my children now. I'm only like 48, and that's not really what I want to do. But like I'm saying, it can really fuck with your brain chemistry. And if you don't have the money to get coaches, you don't have the money to have a support system, maybe the people who you're hoping will support you are not supporting you, because it's a very personal journey, and you got to stay strong in your mind, strong in your emotions and your own convictions and choices that you're doing, because you have to know that what you're doing is working for you. It's essential. And fasting helps balance hormones and brain chemistry to get that chemistry balanced again. So if a person's struggling a little bit of too much cortisol, too much fear, too much doom and gloom, it has the ability to balance that again. I can't say it's necessarily easy in the beginning, but if you fast with conviction, like you've made up your mind, you've made up, it's not like from a space of deprivation and, oh my God, this is so impossible, I'm going to die and it's so hard. It's a very different experience to actually stressing yourself out a whole lot more with your mindset when you're fasting. You've got to know that you're doing it for the right reasons, for the right benefits. And in fact, say to yourself, well, I'm doing this because it could save my fucking life. And that is a really important thing. So that's why I do it. It's why I follow the diet I'm on, because I actually don't want to die. Like I say, I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready, but I'm going to get into that in another video. So water fasting is a miracle to anybody's body that is not well, and particularly if you are struggling with cancer and tumors. It will also bring down your inflammation. Obviously, it's going to balance your insulin. Your glucose might be a little fucked depending on where you're at in your body. I've done a lot of fasting, so my body is pretty used to fasting, and so I don't crash. If you do crash, then there's nothing wrong with having some broth or electrolytes, or you can start slowly, but basically you want to try and not put solid food in your body. And broth, I would use beef broth if possible, but if chicken broth is the only thing, then that's also fine. And that's putting a little bit of nutrients, and you can even add fat, because your body will still fast. And there are even people who do something called fat fasting. So for example, if you're feeling like your blood sugar is really stuffed, you could probably have a couple tablespoons of cream or something, or even eat a blob of butter, although I'm not sure everybody would go, "Ooh, yummy." So there are ways to stabilize your blood sugar if it's crashing, if you're water fasting, is what I'm saying. And fat is the answer to that. Just don't eat protein or carbohydrates, and that should stabilize your blood sugar. You do go through quite a detox, and it's not comfortable depending on how clean or dirty your body is. So I would say definitely try and ease into water fasting if you've never done it before. If your diet is quite bad, I would say ease into it. So look into it. Water fasting, amazing. I'm not a water fasting specialist. I've just done it a bunch of times for myself. So I'm not trying to give you advice on being a specialist on anything in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying to give you tools that you can look into and explore for yourself to empower yourself on your journey, to you take control of your life, not have someone tell you what to do and how to do it, or tell you what to do through fear when they haven't even necessarily lived through anything close to your experience. And I can honestly say going through this experience is a pretty unique thing. I don't know many people who have gone through this. I definitely have met one person who I knew was dying of cancer, and she didn't want to do anything to help herself, and I actually moved in with her and her family to help them. This was years ago, like in like 10 20 years, no 20 10 11 or 12 years ago. So I know that you have to make the choices for yourself, and you have to want to be a part of that journey. So the tools that I'm giving you are things that you need to look into for yourself. You can fix you for free. You don't need to have a big fat bank account or a medical aid that's paying. And if you do, you're probably not here. You're not someone who's looking for advice on how to help yourself and you don't know where to start. So if this has been useful to you, please share, like. That's how apparently YouTube likes algorithms. I also have a load of other information on this YouTube channel, which is all about healing your own soul and spirituality and regaining sovereignty. I've stopped posting here for my podcast, but if you click the link in my YouTube, on my YouTube bio pagey thing, you will find a link tree, and that will definitely take you to my podcast, which for me, that's my life's passion work. Anyway, which is a lot of spiritual self-help, personal development stuff and work, and beyond. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'll see you in the next one.